Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalayim La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Harakakodash, and the double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS who do rule and teach well. Today's article, I found this on gizmodo.com. Seems to be more of like a blog site, but it's all viable because this is all news and things that I've heard out in other sources and different places, different alternative news sources, different places on Twitter say the exact same thing. So, I'm going to give it credence. Right, so the race is on. If I didn't say, I think I said double on sales and apostles of Great Millstone do will teach well. Right, so this is gizmo.com. The race is on between China's Elon Musk Neuralink in China. Musk is a big rival in the battle to insert a computer chip into your brain. Right, now, obviously, the one scripture you should be thinking about is, Revelation 13, 16 on down. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in their forehead. Go to the word forehead, it's metapon, and when that pon is basically face, and meta means beyond. So beyond your face is your brain and your inner, organs of your skull, all your nervous system, everything, in there. It all goes back to your brain. It's like, your core, the other core that you have. I'm just speaking on like a biological perspective. There's a statement, that the Greeks said. I don't think the person who said it was a Jake, but there was a Greek guy that once said that all illnesses come from the stomach, and that's true. They even, I don't know if this is true, but I bought a book. I like to buy books, like old books and like weightlifting and things like that. And I read one by Larry Scott. If you're really into weights, you'll know who Larry Scott is. But Larry Scott's book, if it was actually him who made it, not some goober who who put a scam up on Amazon, but he basically discussed in the book about the that there was he mentioned some scientist, Dr. Kelly, I think. I didn't really check it out. It's just something I read, but he was basically talking about that cancer has a lot to do with like digestion. Your body's not able to properly break down nutrients, and that's like what starts cancer. So, that was just something I heard, but that's what they say. But all of it's interconnected. I know that a lot of people who get sick, they have very low levels of like DHEA, which your body uses DHEA to create like testosterone and things like that and regulate your hormones. So, DHEA has a lot to do with like your grip strength. Like they have that whole thing with like the gripper, and they'll like test your power. And if it's like weak, then you're sickly. If you have a good strong grip, then it shows that you're like vital and you have a high vitality. Like when you're young, obviously you should be having a nice, good, strong grip. You should be, feeling strong, and like lively and stuff like that. You shouldn't be like sickly as a younger man, but that's neither here nor there. I know a good body was a healthy body, and health are more precious than fine things. You could read about that in Sirach, but health is like very important, So the race to implant smartphone technology directly into your brain stem heated up when Neuralink implanted the chip into its first human brain on Sunday. This is all the Internet of Bodies. We're moving away from the Internet of Things, where your phone can connect with like your TV, and your TV can connect with your computer. Like right now, if I wanted to, I can go hook up my HDMI cord up to my computer and basically like play games on my television. Like I can do stuff like that. If I want to watch YouTube on my TV, I could just click the cast the TV button and I could cast it onto my television screen, and I could watch YouTube on my TV. So, and then all this stuff, of course, interconnects with satellites, above us, in space and things like that, and we're able to like receive the signals and stuff like that. So, you can do stuff like that, and that's the books being opened in the firmament. That's how the truth was able to get out through the satellites being put up in the air. and that's there's things reaching up into heaven. There's satellites, there's space debris, and there's space stations, which are still up there. Right, to rival this new step in technology, China set a timeline to develop its own brain-computer interface on one day, with products arriving as early as 2025. All right, so we're coming into the to the end of this thing, and reminds me of that one scripture in Second Esdras. Of these things have I shown you, and a few like thee. And the ones that are few like thee, go all the way down to us, man. Because like Tobit said, we are the children of the prophets. We're those prophets coming back. So these things, we're able to see them in the spirit, as well as those other brothers out there, those of you that, may not be given the role to be a prophet and a teacher and things like that. But, you're still out here, you still, participate, you still donate, you do little things here and there, alms, right? We can see this, through the Holy Spirit, through the Rakak Wadash. And, we speak on these things, and these are things that, our elders have been speaking on since, man, I want to say like the early 2000s. They've always said things like this, and of course you got the videos of them talking about this stuff like a decade ago. You can find them on, Daily Motion and stuff like that. But I don't know the whole history of like when they started bringing this stuff out. I don't think the whole motb thing was something that they knew like back in like the 80s and 90s. Perhaps not. I know there was like debates about, can the Edomites be saved? Was Cornelius an Edomite or something like that? So, and I don't really know. So I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know. If you want to know, you should ask an elder. But I'm not going to ask him something like that. If I'm going to ask him something, it's going to be like, like a question about scriptures or something serious. I mean, this is serious, but I'm not going to ask him just like when did you start doing that? Because it's not something I would ask. I would ask him like a question about scriptures. I don't want to be asking too much questions anyway. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter, but what I just said. In the next several years, the country aims to make breakthroughs in key technologies and core devices such as brain-computer fusion, brain-like chips, and brain-computing neural models, said China's Ministry of Technology and Information Technology. All right, so pretty much the rest of the article is them talking about how they're going to do this stuff, right? And Elon Musk wants to use it for people with disabilities, but, obviously, eventually, some way, somehow, it will be used for as a commercial product, and then well, not even as a commercial product. It's just going to be something that they're just going to say you need to have it. It's going to be something that's going to be enforced because the word causeth, it's just persuade. So perhaps we put out some sort of commercial product, we'd have like a free one and then one you have to pay for and whatever, and then they'll say we'll move all the bank accounts onto this thing, and onto this microchip, this brain computer interface chip, and that's where it's all going to go. Must not the Neuralink's premier product is called telepathy. In a tweet on Monday, he said that the product will allow users to control their phone or computer by thinking. Initial users will be those who have lost use of their limbs. Your brain is a data center that tech companies have been after for the last 2 decades, but obviously, not a whole lot to say about this. This is all the stuff that they've been planning. And this is how they're going to get the people, right? Your brain is the data tech that tech companies have been after for the last 2 decades with social media algorithms, internet tracking, such as cookies. Tech has been slowly gaining understanding of everything that motivates you, excites you, and riles you up, right? It's almost like your phone reads your mind, like you can look up like one thing, right? Like, say like you look up like something with the UFC, it's like, okay. And then you look up one thing and then, it says, oh, John Jones versus so-and-so and so. And it's like, like I was just going to type that in. How the hell did they know that I was going to, look that one up? Like, but they connect the data on you and stuff like that. That's how they get the ads, and they market the ads directly to you, because they use your data And it's so, of course, a whole big conspiracy how they sell your data out, and stuff like that. And nations like China get a hold of it, and other nations get their hands on it. So, you know, this whole thing about America being this free, righteous country is a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit. Bullshaka. Alright, bullshit. Alright. Yeah, and then pretty much, let's see here. Is there any more here? No, so I'll read this last little bit here because no reason to read the whole article. You should read it for yourself. We're brain-computer interfaces, right, which I already sent you. Well, I put like a link to website, studies and stuff like that, where this stuff has been things that they've been doing for a hot minute, man. I think the one thing that I talked about from DARPA, what they were using, like frogs or something, was that from 2017 or 2016 or something? But it was DARPA and UC Berkeley. They were messing around with this stuff. So this stuff is nothing new. It's already, like, chips been around like the 90s, and we know that it was like for Sweden and Denmark. Well, they had something like that, and you had your COVID passport in it. So, what's his name? Kid Boo. He implanted one in him. So stuff like this is around, man. It's always around. What I would like to do, and I heard Al Tostar talk about this like 10 years ago. Well, 10 years ago when he made the video, I wasn't listening to GMS 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was, I don't know, watching like Pokemon videos or something, like how to catch a shiny Rayquaza or some shit. I don't know what the fuck I was doing back then, playing Roblox. I don't fucking know. Right? I wasn't focusing on no truth. Right? And I wish I was. I wish I would have known the truth when I was 10 years old. And I would be a lot further than I am now. I would have a lot more. I have my wits about me a lot better. I have a better head on my shoulders than I do now. Right? But right. With the brain-computer interfaces, the biological barrier between you and big tech will be completely erased. Tech would have unfettered access to your thoughts and could potentially learn everything there is about you, right? Be able to track you, know where you are, know what you're thinking, be able to know, like, everything that's going on in your body. What about cyber attacks, right? What will happen? Will they hijack you as a person, right? So it's to know that some of the most trusted names in tech, Elon Musk, China, pioneering the latest terrifying wave of technology, right? So, that's what this is. And from Gizmodo by Maxwell Zeff, good read here and good article going into it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Shalom. And the one thing I want to talk about, if this is the case, because this be some sort of, is it going to be some sort of arms race, a tech race going on between U.S., Russia, and China for them all to start coming out with their own motb? Is that what's going to be the next thing, where they're all racing and trying to get this stuff ahead? But we know the scriptures are at Revelation 12:12. The devil, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, and well, rejoice ye heavens, and woe to you that in you inhabitants of the earth, for the devils come down upon you having great wrath, for he has but a short time. So Esau knows his time is up. He's crashing his own society. He can't get anything right. He's like a drunken man staggering his own vomit, like Isaiah 19 tells us. He's not. His country is failing. The golden era for them back in the 1800s, where they had us all in slavery and they were kicking our asses every day and kicking Gad's ass and taking the woman for themselves and taking his territory and said, all right, get your ass out of here. The majors are over. You got rampant immigration. You got all of America's enemies all in this country. It's in the other EU nations too, and NATO nations. It's just gonna go down, man. Eventually, it's just gonna go down. It's over. It's never been more over. It's so fucking over for Esau, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He's not gonna accomplish the new world order, as we all know, because we know about that. Second Ezra 13 chapter tells us all about that, about how things are not going to end too well for him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The one you had fight, and shalom.